I don't know what it is. We are live right after SmackDown. Not gonna say if it was good or bad SmackDown because that's really not the point. I think the point was to move the needle as we get closer to Survivor Series, aka War Games. Y'all know what it is. I'm King HP, uh, the undisputed podcast champion. I mean, is there anything else to say? But tonight we are in luck. We got an undisputed title match. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that in the cards. Also had a mystery opponent, and we got to see Jay blow off some steam. You know what I'm saying? Uh Ilya Dragunov got to defend his title, and shout out to Ilya now. You know what I mean? Shout out to him. So a couple things we gotta move through. Again, I'm not gonna say whether it was a good or bad SmackDown. I don't think it was meant to move the needle. I think it was just meant to keep the storylines going, open up some things, and we're gonna start with Cody Rhodes. I didn't know he had a title defense. Did you know he had a title defense? I didn't know he had one coming. But Big Bronson Reed was the guy tonight. Paul Heyman worked it out beautifully, standing at Nick Aldis's door. You know what I mean? So salute to Paul Heyman and getting Big Bronson Reed an undisputed title shot. And for the record, I just gotta say this. Can we stop calling it the undisputed title? It's clearly disputed. You got a whole nother champion on another show, and that champion beat you for a title that's supposed to be like, you know what I'm saying, like holier than thou. So I'm just gonna call it the WWE Championship from pretty much here forward. It's not undisputed. It was only undisputed when they merged the Universal and there was no other title. Once they created a new anyway, that's whatever. But we'll say it like this. It was a trap. It was a trap the whole time. So salute to Paul Heyman. I like it. I like what I see. I thought they I kind of low key wish they would have had more time for the match though. It seemed like it started late in the it was like 54 after when they really, you know what I'm saying, got time to get to it. Bronson Reed. I just want Bronson Reed to be able to show it's not a mismatch. You know what I'm saying? It's not a mismatch. You put me in here with Cody, Cody getting pain, like from pillar to post, he getting beat. You know what I'm saying? I could beat this man if you give me an opportunity. That's what I wanted it to be. And it didn't disappoint. It's not like it disappointed. It just more time. Maybe if they would have started it 10 minutes earlier, and you're like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Bronson, even if it doesn't end with his victory or whatever, just to show, because right now it feels like, well, I thought at one point it felt very overwhelming for the heels because you had the two champions on one side with Jey Uso, who was a former champion, versus the Vision, who was Logan Paul, who's never been a world champion, Bronson Reed, who's never been a world champion or any singles title, and Braun Breaker, who has had was it two intercontinental title runs or one? But I feel like, you know what I'm saying? That on paper ain't that's like the number 7 seed or a playing tournament team taking on the defending champs, you know what I'm saying, who were 67 and 15 in NBA terms. Like you don't expect, you know what I'm saying? Not saying they can't, but you just don't expect it. So, but tonight, some of those odds changed. So tonight, I want to highlight some things. The match ended with Logan Paul and Braun Breaker coming out and putting hands and feet and shoulders all over Cody Rhodes. I love it. Not that I'm a Cody hater, but when you're the heel, you got to do heel tactics, and that's what they did tonight. You know what I'm saying? They served my man's up. So Braun Breaker, we got to see that 23-mile-an-hour spear, laying Cody out on the tables. But I want to talk about something a little bit. Earlier in the evening, you know, Jimmy Uso, Jimmy Uso, um, Jimmy Uso had joined the conversation with Cody and Jay Uso saying, "Hey man, I got your back." You know what I'm saying? I got your back. And the look on Jay Uso's face when he said, "For War Games, I got your back." I had called Punk and talked to him, and Jay Uso was not in the loop. It's like we're rebuilding for another Uso match, rivalry, whatever. Now, We know what happened at WrestleMania 40. A lot of people were disappointed. The Usos went head to head. It was a super kick fest. It didn't live up to what I don't think it lives up to expectations. Let's just call it a spade a spade. Does that mean they'll always have bad matches? Probably not. They probably just thing, on paper, what they talked about probably sounded really good, but it played out really bad. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, this ain't it. So, would you give him a rematch? Yeah. I, yo, Vinny, I see you in the chat too. Um, you're like the only one in the chat right now. Um, I think the Jimmy J feud could happen again and be done better than the first time around because the story is, I'm not gonna say slightly tweaked, but it's in a better place for those two. First time around, it was Jay not being the main event. What up, Mike? Salute in the chat. The first time around, it was him breaking away from Roman, and the other one still like being Roman's henchman. This is just like I'm trying to be great, while the other one is like, yo, I'm still gotta watch over you. I think this is a better, and this as long as we don't get 20, yo, they gotta tell them 4 super kicks max. You get 2 and you get 2. Use them wisely, right? They'll put on a good match. They'll put on and then make one of them bleed. Make one of them bleed because you don't expect it. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I think that's down the road, and WWE may never get to it. WWE has a habit of mess discontinuing storylines. My phone, sweetie. Thank you. You done? No, I need to go back on the coffee. Get out the camera. Maybe oopsies. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, anyway, let me get back to it. So I think they're in a good place to do another rivalry going towards next. Oh my god. Hey, I'm sorry. I just threw an iPhone across the floor. Over there, sweetie. Bring it to me again. Your whole sister is sitting downstairs at the table. Hey, shh. Be quiet, please, please, please be quiet. Anyway, back to regular scheduled programming. Um, so yeah, I can hear it, and I'm just like, let me focus in. Anyway, back off Jimmy and Jay. I think we'll get it for the Royal Rumble. I don't know if they want to sample that for WrestleMania. If neither one of them have opponents to lock in for, then yo, she was gonna start saying something wild. You know what I'm saying? You gotta tell people, and they be like, I bet. You know what I mean? Just salute to all the ex-wives and baby mamas and children's mothers and what I'm saying, baby harbors. You know what I'm saying? Salute to them. They always want to call it sperm donors. What about them baby harbors? Anyway, not saying that she's one. I'm just that's the name. Anyway. Um, that's not gonna go over well in the morning. So with this feud, the vision, we got a new. I don't want to say it's a member because we got Survivor Series War Games, but Drew McIntyre popped in the ring at the end to even the odds. Nick Aldis came out like, hey, and yeah, shout out to all the women, Vinny. Thank you for helping me clean that up. I might be in trouble in the morning. Um, but so I just think that Drew, they said as the next man of the vision. I don't know how to play that because we're obviously going to war games. If Drew McIntyre is a part of the vision, which would be Logan, the Bronze, and Drew. I'm not okay with that. I'm okay with it for Survivor Series. Yes, very okay with it. I think Logan Paul I don't like his character and all that, but honestly, in ring, he doesn't disappoint. So I think whatever match you're gonna put him in, he's not gonna be the one that you're like, oh man. You might say that on paper when you're looking at the match, "Man, get the ball out of here." When you watch the match, he is not gonna drop the ball. He's gonna take it up. So I ain't mad at that. Drew ain't mad at that. The Bronze ain't mad at that. On the other side of the fence, you got the Usos, sibling rivalry looking like. Remember Jimmy Uso eliminated, or Jay Uso eliminated Jimmy from the world title match for, you know what I'm saying, with CM Punk. Is all forgiven? Doubt it. So, and then you got Cody and CM Punk. CM Punk being on the opposite side of Drew McIntyre is always chef's kiss, right? It just is. They're the Ali Frazier. They just know each other well. Their matches are top tier. It looks on like they could do anything in their sleep. You give them 7 minutes. Best 7 minutes you'll see on television, right? So we'll see what happens with that. But I will say this. I don't know what the state of the vision is. I don't know if the thing was on Raw. Braun Breaker was telling Bronson Reed, I don't trust him. I don't trust him in regard to Logan Paul. I don't know what Drew McIntyre's relationship with the. Does he need a Paul Heyman? No. They need better booking for him. And it's not that much. You just got to tweak his booking. Because 2024 led to 2025, and it looked like 2025 he was going to get the title shots and a run with it. And we've yet to get it. You put him in meaningless feuds that did nothing for his character or anything. But the year before, you dial that man, you turned him up. So all WWE has to do is tweak Drew just a little, put him in there with Cody again, and this time he wins the championship. Uh, maybe him and Randy go back at it somehow because, like, yo, I was trying to take it off of Cody, but since you got in the way, boom, him and Gunther could cook if you want to send them over to Raw for a little bit and disrupt things. Finally, let LA Knight be the guy to dethrone. Anyway, I'm doing fantasy booking. Good ending to the show. I liked it. Solid. So right now we're looking at Drew, Logan Paul, Bronson's, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, right? And I think they're doing 4-on-4 because they're like, he's the final guy. I thought we are doing 5-on-5 for War Games. Rumor is Brock and Roman will be on Raw. So if maybe they're just saying that, cool. And on Monday, Brock joins team heel, Roman joins team babyface. We got 5-on-5. Would be the Usos, the two champions, CM Punk and Cody, with Roman. Very formidable to go against the Bronze, Logan, Drew, and Brock, if that's the way it shapes out. Oh, they did say they need one more. Okay. Then I misheard. Thanks, Mike. That's why I got y'all in the chat. You know what I mean? So salute to that. I think that would be great. I'm not gonna lie. Cena must be doing a one-on-one match. Am I mad at that? I think if I would have booked, right? Because we got some the last time is now tournament things. So slide into that. Before I get to the matches that happen tonight, uh, I would have booked Survivor Series to be, and I think we talked about this on the Raw recap. Team Cena versus Team Cody. You know what I'm saying? Since you're the champion, but it could have been team anyone. It could have been Team Brock. It could have been team any heel. Team Drew. Um, but Team Brock makes a lot of sense. Um, and John's partners would have been like people that we seen him already feud with CM Punk, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes even, right? And Cody Rhodes. Or you could have did Roman, but we haven't seen the Roman in a retirement match. But anyway, they would have that team. Our truth would have been a good one. You could have even threw Sami Zayn in there because they had a good match, but it would have been Team Cena. I don't know if y'all heard him. They're like loud. They're wild. They're on 10 right now. They only on 10 till I tell them they're going to sleep. Then it's gonna be a whole nother. It's gonna be a trail of tears walking to that bedroom. Or the Miz. The Miz, I feel like has been shortchanged. We're gonna talk about that in a second. The Miz has been shortchanged. Thank you, sweetie. Is she on here? Hey, is she on here? Okay, so okay. All right. I think the Miz, Cena, Punk, AJ, Randy Orton, and then you could go against any because then we get to see John work with some people, and we get to see him go against a myriad of opponents that maybe we would have liked to see, but there's just not enough time, and that would have helped us to, you know what I'm saying. Then in your last match, you get to do it. This is something Archie brought up, a WrestleMania 40 style match where you have a lot of run-ins. It's a lot of people coming through, like making sure John doesn't get screwed, and other people running in trying to make sure John does get screwed. So that would have been fire. Then so that would have been great. What are they doing with the Wyatts for War Games? Yo, another ball dropped. I'm gonna be honest. I'm about to get to that too. But the ball's not kicked; it just dropped. You can always pick a ball up. So no fear there. It just looks like they're about to do something different with a different team, and I wanted to talk to y'all about that tonight. But that's what I wish would have happened with Cena. However, it doesn't appear John Cena is going to be in this match. So who do you think his one-on-one could be? He's the Intercontinental Champion. He has 2 appearances left, from my understanding. It's Survivor Series and his retirement match, and he's the Intercontinental Champion. A rematch with Dom is pointless. Not that I don't believe in rematches, because y'all know I do, especially when we talk about mid-tier champions. But in this case, special circumstance, we're gonna have to put an asterisk on that. Ain't gonna be no rematch. Sorry, Dom. Shouldn't have, you know what I'm saying? Um, I'm actually out of ideas because if you're doing a tournament for the last match, you ruin the art of surprise, which sucks. Which means to me, the surprise has to be at War Games, right? Because we're watching a tournament of all the possibilities. Like tonight, Matt Cardona slash Zack Ryder, but they called him Zack Ryder, but they made a reference about him being Matt Cardona, even though he's in NXT as Matt. It's all weird. If you surprise us with a big name, Jericho, Edge, Daniel Bryanson, for all I care, Nikki Bella could be the surprise opponent. You know what I'm saying? Um, it doesn't hit by the time it gets to Cena. I'm so sorry. Um, um, so it hits, but it don't hit. Like if he just walked out there, we didn't know who, and all of a sudden it's like, you think you know me, or woo woo woo. It's just a different feel if we watch week after week. So, will we get a surprise opponent at Survivor Series for John? I hope so. Whether it's someone already on roster, but again, there's no real talk of John battling anybody. So we'll see what happens with that. Um, but tonight we had some matches. You know what I'm saying? And one, as I just talked about, LA Knight's surprise opponent was well, ain't no drum roll. I said it. It was Zack Ryder. Woo woo woo. Why I thought it was good, but I just call him Matt Cardona, bro, because I thought there was a lot of backhanded compliments being given out during that match, and I didn't like that. It felt like they were they commentary did more to hurt his character than to help the character, and I didn't appreciate that. He's Matt Cardona. He's been Matt Cardona for a little while. He came on NXT programming as Matt Cardona. So when you say he's Zack Ryder, all of a sudden, like we haven't just seen him on WWE TV as that name, and then you guys are like, is he still the internet champ? I mean, I don't know. I mean, this guy's going a long way. He's done death match. It's like you're playing with him. Like, why would we even bring up the internet thing? That character never really it got over organically, but WWE higher ups never uh they never put the reins on him from the run. You know what I'm saying? Like he got an Intercontinental WrestleMania moment, and that was his peak as far as WWE higher up saying, "Hey, we're giving you the green light." That was his big moment. I think it was a ladder match too, but no, but they had a lot of little slick comments that I just felt like you're saying this drags down Matt Cardona. You don't have to even bring that up. So, he could have been Matt Cardona, but like him and John Cena had a lot of history. And anyone who got history with John Cena is definitely where I did not like the negativity that was kind of wrapped in positivity. You know what I'm saying? Like when you say, is he still even the internet champ? Like, why are we bringing? Do you still have a speed championship? Twitter don't even want you. So imagine someone saying that. WWE would be salty. They were salty with Jesse the Body Ventura bringing up that steel cage shit with Damian Priest, and oh boy, that's why you ain't seeing him on no more Saturday Night main events. So I know WWE knows how to have people word things, and they know what shots are, and they know what praise is, because when people take shots or say things not within their liking, they know how to pack him up and get rid of him. I did not like that commentary. I thought it was very backhanded compliment. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody meets me and they're like, "Oh man, brother, um, this is HP. He's real smart." When you say that, I ain't gonna get into it because that shit pissing me off. You know what I'm saying? But I get your audience who you're telling, and it's more like a warning. When you do this with Matt Cardona, you're stifling his character a little bit. Now, shout out to him and uh LA Knight. Pretty good match. I was content with it. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know who was gonna win. Cause when you bring out Zack Ryder, I'm like, well, makes all the sense in the world for him to win. And that's shitting on LA Knight. But if LA Knight goes on to win, I know he's not gonna win the finals. He's not gonna be John Cena's final opponent. I know it. Like he's the dark horse because he's probably one of the most talented people in the tournament. But does anyone see? Is anyone asking for that match? No. I'd rather get Gunther because Gunther it'll do more for Gunther than it would for LA Knight, and that's an unfortunate fact. Gunther ended Goldberg's career, so now remember the Legend Killer, Randy Orton. Who was the first legend he killed? For him to say that, he has to start with one. And then when it happens again and he starts to so when he ends a career that's two of the biggest stars in the history. I've ended the GOAT. I've ended two coats. I've ended two, you know what I'm saying? It provides validity to his character after you guys took some of that away at WrestleMania with a 2-second tap out to a sleeper. Don't even tap. You're supposed to go to sleep in a sleeper. Um But I didn't like that. I liked the match. I liked it. I think Gamaj predicted this as one of his picks. Who it could be. I thought the pop was not as high as I thought it would be, but I also thought if it would have been in a different location, it would have been crazier. I also think calling him Zach Riot. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think maybe a different location, MSG, maybe whatever. It would have been better, but I wouldn't be surprised if WWE was crazy and WWE lessened it just to make him not overshadow somebody. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, Zack Ryder look good in the ring. So hopefully it's a call up. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully is a yeah, the crowd was dry, bro. I thought they would have been more hyped to see him and that he's getting an opportunity. But I think it's also his opponent. Nobody wants to see LA Knight keep losing, bro. So it's like you put him in a tournament, you already know he ain't gonna win it. He's gonna lose at some point, but he'll probably be in the finals. LA Knight was this close, you know what I mean? As the story with him. He's the closest wrestler ever, you know what I'm saying, to never do it. But he's been US champion, so that's good. But yeah, they had a good match, so I'm excited. Um I want to talk about Sami Zayn. And this is what I was talking about with some of these championships. It seems like they move past championships. People will lose a championship and have no desire to get it back. We watched that happen with Damian Priest. He lost his world title that he used to cash in to get his first title run. And when he lost it, Finn Balor helped him lose it. Um, and he did all that craziness. I think it was at SummerSlam he lost it. And then you know what I'm saying? It wasn't his biggest concern was helping Ripley handle her Liv Dom situation. And then we're gonna spin the block on this, and there was no PLE retribution for the situation. And now you're watching Damian Priest. He can't. It's like he can't buy a bucket. You know what I'm saying? We literally watched his fall from grace. They moved his show, took him away from what made him great. And why am I bringing that up? Well, I hmm, I feel like there's some superstars that are like this. LA Knight being one, and the Wyatt Six. Um, I did start school. I go to school. I do homework. But correct me if I'm wrong. Like the MFT, was there a big payoff? And I don't want some SmackDown match. I want, you know what I'm saying? Like the PLE, like we got War Games was coming and you had two factions. Oh man, you know what this is gonna lead to. And it now you have Sami Zayn leading the charge with Motor City Machine Guns, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Ray Phoenix. Yep. And the Wyatt Six seem like they're on the back burner because we saw them tonight, Uncle Howdy in the background peering in the logo flash. Now maybe we might do a three-team War Games. That'd be cool. But it feels like why we I don't know. So I didn't like how WWE seemed to veer off. Um I don't like how Sami Zayn, going back to why I brought up the Damien Priest, doesn't seem like he wants his title back. Just I lost it to Ilya Dragunov. We need to run that back. And matter of fact, it needs to be a triple a rubber match. You know what I'm saying? Because it just I don't know, man. I just that's the part that irks my soul that people don't care about titles. So when we say like you can have 1,000 good defenses, but when the people don't care about the titles, you're just a good wrestler having good matches. Oh snap, the title was on the line. You know what I mean? Versus back in let's we use the Attitude Era. People are like, I gotta get that belt. I got it. Like they would say it. The opponents would say it. When I become champion, when I beat you, and I take this, and blah 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 blah, and I'll do anything to get it. They're ruthless. They're, you know what I'm saying? And then WWE can play off that UFC type stuff. When you're the champion, you get paid more. This is the A side. They don't do that no more. They don't care. They don't care about championships. So I'm out. I mean, I don't know. I'm not excited about MFT versus Motor City Machine Guns, Ray Phoenix, Sami Zayn, and I can't remember who the other person was, but I said him a second ago. So I don't know. I don't know. But I was starting to build some excitement towards the Wyatt Six with it. Wyatt Six has been kind of obsolete since they came here and slaughtered the locker room. It's just been kind of very start, stop, irky, jerky. And I know people might say, well, so and so was injured. All five of them, you know what I'm saying? Was Nikki Cross? I don't think I think she might have had a match. Shinsuke. That's it. You know, maybe one match. But in a year and some change since they've been in, she ain't had like 5, 6, 7 matches. She's always just jumping in with it. So I give me the Wyatt MFT, bring back another MFT style bloodline female for Nikki, and we on. Or a 3-team match. I wouldn't be mad at that. I'll eat my words on cam. Yes, sir. I'll eat my words on cam. So I don't ever remember Nikki Cross having a match. She just runs in on people, bro. It's like, yo, just kick her out the group, man. She's useless. And there's no other like at one point you had other factions, like when Wyatt Six first got introduced, and Judgment Day still had Damian Priest and whatnot. You had Rhea Ripley. I mean, not Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Liv, JD McDonough, Finn, Liv, Dom, and like Carlito, you know what I'm saying, hanging around. You know what I'm saying? So then they brought in Raquel. Like, but there's people, I don't know. I don't know. What's the point of having a female in your group that's a wrestler and she don't? Yo, I don't think Bliss is coming home. I think WWE storylines are so. I think that was discussed. I think they had that conversation. Hmm. And I think WWE goes, oh, well, the writers don't have nothing for them. Like when I always hear about writers don't have nothing for them, like, how many writers you got? Two? And why you ain't got nothing for them? Because if I wrote, I would be writing for the tiers and who's where and how do I keep them engaged. Who has to go? Okay, this person has to do this. Boom, this happens. This is going to be a SmackDown rivalry. You got to put asterisk by what's going to be on your pay per view. And when you remember, I have my cousins and stuff. They've been on here like, yo, I used to have a whole note black and white notebooks. I would even have the event, what city was in. Like, damn, this man's literally tonight. We're in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. You know what I'm saying? Yo, so um, I, I'm not looking forward to where that match is going. Sami Zayn and company versus the MFT. But if it's a 3-team match, I am interested because it just adds a total different. You know what I'm saying? It could come down to like Sami Zayn squad versus the Wyatts. And MFT done been eliminated. Like it's just a lot of possibilities there to see. I would be interested in that. That would give me kind of I'm not gonna say hype, but it'll have me on the up and up. You know what I mean? Because it was her and Bray, and no need to change. I don't think she should go back. I just don't think there's a point to bring Alexa Bliss down if you want to keep her close to the title picture, so that when it's time, you can pop her out. You know what I'm saying? Her being next to Charlotte. I mean, one, Alexa Bliss is a star, but her standing next to Charlotte, any day, Nick Aldis be like, "Hey, you're fighting for the title for either one of them," and no one's gonna question it. You see what I'm saying? You put her down in the Wyatt six, people, man, listen, hey man, hey man, um, was messaging me, but salute to them and everything they got going on. I think there's gonna be like one or two more spots I really cover real quick. Quick little run through, and then I'm up out of here. I'm not gonna keep y'all long. I got homework. I got some other things I want to attend to. Um, I do want to talk about Jade Cargill. Right tonight, she had a match with BFAT. It's not a squash match, but it was a Jade Leg dominant match, real dominant, real strong. You know what I'm saying? And that's good. That's good. Nothing wrong with that. You're starting to work her into whatever storyline, right? With Machine and BFAB, because my only thing is the quality of these opponents is very low. I have a thing about when wrestlers make debuts, where they make their debut against, will tell you how far they're gonna go. If a wrestler makes his debut, like Rusev was coming out and going against the D-listers. They didn't. Jacob Fatu came out, went straight at Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens and laid them all out. Who was in the main event picture? Who was talking about getting a world title shot? Who was already U.S. champion? Right? Rusev debuted against Otis in it. Yeah. Vader debuted in WWE. He took out Gorilla Monsoon, who was the acting president and all this stuff, in a big spectacle to end the show. He ended up getting title shots. When Sid came back to wrestling in the WWE, he was Shawn Michaels' bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? So when you make your debuts and stuff like that, when you pop out, who they have you against, Jade Cargill's title run is not starting strong, which means to me, ain't looking too good. I'll even use Cody's first title run. He beat Roman Reigns 3.5 years. His first opponent was AJ Styles. Now, why is that important? You're like, AJ was on a down slope. AJ lost at WrestleMania to LA Knight, which means LA Knight should have won the guy who went against Cody. And instead, they took the loser of the WrestleMania match and put him in there with Cody. That's not good. That's not good. So right now, what that tells me is one, you could be saving rivalries too, because we just heard about Bianca not being back for a long time. Um, Diagnosis ain't looking the best. But you want to start Jade strong. She is a strong person. Even if even I don't want to say call up NXT people to squash them and then send them back to NXT, but Machine hasn't been a person or B-Fab that we've associated with greatness. Like, this is why they use Drew McIntyre for Cody in the second run, because he's a strong opponent, and beating him immediately adds validity. But Jade doesn't have that with Bianca out. All the other girls, Rhea, Liv. I mean, Liv's injured. Um, you could probably do Roxanne, but it seems like they're tied up. Raquel, but they're on Raw. You know what I'm saying? You could swing Charlotte and Charlotte, they've been having I mean, since Jay got company. But do you do that first? Because there's some money to be made with that. You can feed a family or two with that. You know what I'm saying? Jade versus Charlotte. So I don't think that's the first opponent for Charlotte. Shouldn't I mean for Jade. It shouldn't have been. So I think you're stuck on options. Tiff is on the shelf. Yeah. So they're stuck on options. But I do like this. Jumper. Make it a handicap match. Make some interesting rules with this. Because one thing I can say about Machine, remember, I remember me and Archie covering, she was going back and forth taking L's between NXT and SmackDown, right? Going against Nia Jax, you know what I'm saying? Just going back and forth, ping pong, getting beat. But she has good matches. So since you showed that BFAB can't handle Jade, I think I think having a handicap match for the title, something that's different, and I think it should be different because the women should not always have to follow suit with the men. So if they do something that's different, there you go. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like it's not a triple threat. One of these girls, if either one of these girls pin her, they're the champ. And the other one, like if she pins either one of y'all, make it be she got to pin both of y'all. I don't know, but just make it interesting, man. Just make it interesting because Jade's Cargill's run. If you're gonna put her against people who are not former champions and act, you know what I'm saying? It's a show of dominance. But if you're gonna have them feud, oh no, we gotta do something with this because it's not gonna look right on paper. It doesn't already. So that's my little rant about that. But um Mitch Miss Shin was the wasn't she in the finals against Chelsea Green for the US title? But mm, what's going on with Rhea? Charlotte leaving Rhea's team. What up, Michael Barhane? Chelsea Green should be called up next to the women's title feud. Absolutely not. I disagree. But I do agree with you. Just not right now. As we get closer to the Royal Rumble, past this, or maybe even past Mania. Because I don't think they would use Chelsea. But it would be dope if Chelsea won the female. Hold on, time out. Flag on the play. Chelsea's one of the most popping women they got. So you can be mad if Chelsea won the female Royal Rumble and was still U.S. champion, and you went to a WrestleMania style champion. Yeah. Michael Brahane. You know what I'm saying? I I rock with that. I rock. You know what? Saying it out loud, yeah, yeah. Do it at the Rumble. Let her get her real moments. Like she's a two-time U.S. Women's Champion now. Um, and let her maintain that belt. Go to WrestleMania, win that. I mean, win the Royal Rumble, but it's champion versus champion. Yeah. I ain't mad at that. You can count on Chelsea. She's gonna bring them views. Her being all hyped up, bring Ethan Page up there. This is a great way to call him up. Him being like part of the harvest. But he's the North American champ, so he still goes down to NXT to defend it, and he defends it against maybe the US champion and beats Ilya Dragunov. And now you have a stable that has the two US champions in it. And one is an undisputed. I mean, I don't know how you would, you know what I'm saying? Undisputed. Because I rock with Ethan. I think Ethan is dope. I think Ethan should have been on the main roster a long time ago. He has the perfect heel character and persona for that main roster that they need. But you got to put a belt on him to make him look equal to the other. Because if he comes in any scene, you have him just taking losses, you just blew it. Yeah, I hope Chelsea gets her just due. But that's almost about it. Ilya Dragunov. Salute to him and Axiom. You know what I'm saying? They had a definite banger tonight. Uh surefire match. Pretty good. But Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa is in the rear view of the Dragon, and it ain't looking good for him. So salute to them. They definitely tear down the house. What was your favorite part of SmackDown? Go ahead and put those in the comments. We're about to go ahead and get out of here. I wanted to keep it short. No need to drag on and drag on and drag on. But I will say this: after Monday Night Raw, after SmackDown, we do the recaps. We just got Wednesday Night Wars back up and running, and they're about to start getting kind of crazy here in the very, very, very near future. Um, so definitely tap in for that. Make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the like, share the broadcast. We appreciate all of it. And if you're looking for more content, definitely hit up the Attitude Era podcast channel on YouTube. Go to the interviews, go to the playlist. It's tons of stuff. It's its own channel, for real, for real. If you like under my name, you see Hall Preasy, you can find me there. Sundays I just dropped 2 shorts talking about best hip hop of was the best year in hip hop 1994, and another one talking about a tag team versus. So if those type of things interest you as we talk to movies, TV, entertainment, we'll have a series coming on from versus The Walking Dead. Very interesting. Go ahead and tap in there. You can catch DNA on I Disagree podcast. You can catch Archie Carter on um, Archie and Chill or Tables, Ladders and Chill. It goes by one of those, or Archie and or NASCAR and Chill. He's got a couple. You know what I'm saying? He's a busy man. And speaking of busy men, shout out to Z the dropout with the real creepy Lego. I told you he was in the back lots, bro. Of some, you don't buy Legos in places that's like this, and you hoodie down. You know what I'm saying? You outside, crickets chirping. I can hear the wind. I'm like, oh my god, bro, for a Lego set. Anyway, he is I and I am him. And then salute to Gamaj. Make sure you hit him up on his page, his IG and all that. Today's his birthday. That's why he's not here. He's probably out with a pretzel or something, doing something. He ain't got no business to handling his business because that's his business. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was definitely a drug deal over some Legos, bro. Z's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But salute to all the Attitude Era podcast members and salute to y'all. The live is chat in the building. Make sure to become a member. We're starting to get things back rolling. We had to take a hiatus. Sometimes you just got to do that. Figure things out. Where are we going? What is our direction? And we got it. So we are pushing things forward. And you definitely want to be a part of the things that are coming up. But outside of that, make sure you tap in. We will see y'all Monday. Or if something breaks, we might just pop up live and talk about it. I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? WWE is definitely still a place where anything can happen, and they make a lot of news on a regular basis. So until then, I am King HP, the undisputed podcast. Oh man, they're dropping titles. Undisputed podcast champion of the world. And until then, see y'all Monday. Peace.